King Vegeta, damn it, no Saiyan wanted to help us fight against Frieza. Bardock would say, King Vegeta, I hope I didn't kill any Saiyans. I didn't want to, but I didn't do it because my son asked me to. Wow, Vegeta, I see you still have a kind heart. Shut up, insect. And besides, we all heard that the Saiyans are already returning one by one, and apparently they're already landing. Worried, Bardock would say, this is bad. Kakarot, it seems that only the four of us are here to defeat him. There's no other option. Let's go there. Kakarot, I'm telling you once and for all. I'll be the one to fight that bastard. How about we decide it with rock, paper, scissors? You always wanted to, for shame, and I'll do it for the last time. Both Saiyans would play rock, paper, scissors, where Goku would be the winner. How well can I fight against Frieza? They may be the most powerful, but they're still fools to decide who will fight first. Bardock and King Vegeta would think, well, children, you're ready. Yes, father, we can go now. The four Saiyans would go to space to fight the evil Emperor. Sir Frieza just informed me that all the Saiyans have just arrived on the planet. It was faster than I thought. This time they were fools to obey this order, because it'll be the last order they receive. Sir, do you really want to do this? I already told you, it's better to finish this quickly before it gets messy. Lord Frieza, I'm being informed that four Saiyans are heading this way at a high speed. They seem to be Bardock and King Vegeta, together with two children, who seem to be their sons. What did you just say? That only four monkeys want to try to kill me? Send our army to get rid of them. As you order, sir. The hatch of the ship would then open, letting out all the Frieza soldiers to attack the Saiyans. But they would notice that and would not take much importance. King Vegeta would say at that moment, children, don't worry. Go ahead. Bardock and I will take care of all those annoying soldiers. Goku and Vegeta would separate from their parents and go straight to Frieza. Well, Bardock, let's get this over with. As you command, King Vegeta. Both Saiyans would charge their most powerful attacks and unite them and throw it at the entire Frieza army, crushing them to dust. What was that? They had wiped out our entire army in one attack. Those kids were able to go unnoticed without anyone in our army noticing. The Frieza soldier would say. Goku and Vegeta would say, Ham, Frieza, hey, me got you then damn. After King Vegeta and Bardock had gotten rid of all of Frieza's soldiers, Goku and Vegeta were finally in front of Frieza's ship. So they would say to him, come out of there, Frieza. I know you're in there. At that moment, the soldiers would report this to Frieza, and he would come out a little upset. So it was you who was causing so much trouble. I see that if you were children, what a nuisance to have such a despicable army. How did you allow these children to arrive? Frieza would realize that one of them was the son of King Vegeta. Vegeta, what a surprise. I wonder why you've got all this. Did your father give you permission to come here? King Vegeta would arrive just at that moment, and he would tell Frieza, that's right, I gave him that order. But not only did I tell him to come, I also ordered him to kill you. Frieza wouldn't stop laughing when he heard these words from King Vegeta. But what are you telling me? Do you want to see your son die? Did you get bored from him, or what happened, King Vegeta? I didn't get bored of him, Frieza. I got bored of you, of your stupid orders, of doing everything you say. I'm fed up. The only thing I want to see is you dead. I'm surprised at you, King Vegeta. Someone who ever disrespected me before. I never thought you would reveal yourself to me. I see. This would happen sooner than I thought. Beast Saiyans just dipped my hand before disappearing. Well, that doesn't mean a problem. It's though I'll advance what I had planned. Bardock would seriously tell him, yes, I know, Frieza. You thought we wouldn't notice. We knew you wanted to exterminate us. You bet your plan went down the drain. But how smart you are, Saiyan. You're not as stupid as I thought. Once in a while, they can be very intuitive. But they really are being annoying. Frieza would send his two lead warriors, Zarbon and Dodoria, to annihilate King Vegeta and Bardock, so they would obey the order and try to attack Beast Saiyans. But Frieza would tell him not to kill them yet. Frieza would get up from his seat, saying, grab them. Someone can just see how I kill their children in front of them, so they'll regret what they have done. Zarbon would grab the arms of King Vegeta and Bardock without them being able to let go, making them remain as spectators to what was about to happen. Frieza would stand in front of Goku and Vegeta, while Bardock and King Vegeta were trying to get out of the arms of those soldiers. But superiority of these two soldiers was evident. Both Saiyans only had to observe. Frieza would smile, saying, I didn't think I'd have to kill you myself, Vegeta. You had always been somewhat rebellious, but your loyalty was always present. You were the guy I least expected this, although I should have guessed that your selfishness would lead you here. I know that inside you can't stand to see your father prostrated before me, but Jing, prostrated before a tyrant like E. That must hurt you. You have a great anger accumulated towards me, Oppo. I hoped this moment would never happen, since the end of your race was imminent before that happened. but I see that things get a little out of my hands. Although I must say I'm surprised you're brave to come here with them, knowing the power I have. You have guts, boy. And I regret this ends this way for you. You will perish, lad died later, since I will make you suffer, just like that boy named Kakarot. Frieza would lift Vegeta by the neck with his tail, telling him, I want to see your scarred face, kid. Vegeta, taking advantage of the proximity, would tell him, "For none of that legend you were so afraid of, your biggest fear, Frieza. You know what I mean?" Vegeta would say, who at the same time would give him a strong blow to his head to Frieza, making him let go when he received the impact. Frieza would say, confused, "What do you mean, kid? What the hell are you talking about? I'm not afraid of anything." Frieza would laugh, but somebody would notice that something was changing in Vegeta. "Frieza, I'm what you feared most. You don't know how I wanted to see your face right now." And the rucking of Vegeta's hair was starting to change, something like a yellowish tone. Frieza's surprise would say, "No, it can't be." "Yes, Frieza, it's the Super Saiyan," Vegeta would say with a big smile. The soldiers, somewhat confused, would say, "Just change the color of his hair. It's not that big of a deal. I'll see in the scouter what his power level is." This would turn on the device to measure the power of Vegeta, observing that the numbers that appeared on the screen did not stop ascending at a Greek speed. The device after a few seconds would break, because it couldn't detect so much power, since those numbers don't change, even on the screen. Can it? Can't do. Can't even measure his power. Seems that he really is strong, that boy. The other soldiers would also realize this, leaving them dumbfounded. Frieza would get upset, saying, "Idiots are surprised by some simple numbers. That disappointment, I'll kill them for being cowards." Frieza at that moment would be ready to attack Vegeta, trying to hit him with a blow, which Vegeta would stop with a finger. Goku, who was watching this, would say, "Leave me some fun for later. Shut up, Kakarot, don't bother." Vegeta would take Frieza's arm to try to throw in, but Frieza, before being thrown out, would take Vegeta's foot and retake to fight doing the same move, throwing Vegeta against some rocks. Frieza would take this moment to launch multiple attacks to Vegeta, filling the place with stardust. King Vegeta had seen this and would say, "No, Vegeta! My son, it can't be. I put my trust in your Vegeta." The King of his Saiyans had said this, thinking of it his son Vegeta had died. Frieza couldn't stop laughing. "It seems that I was too strong. I annihilated him very fast. Pity. I thought to make him suffer more. After he's repenting in hell for what he did." Goku, seeing the reaction of the others, would say, "How naive. They really believed that he died." Frieza would feel a hand on his shoulder, and he would hear, "I can hit you off, Frieza." It was Vegeta who had not received a single scratch for this. Frieza's face of happiness and laughter had faded, and they were faced completely dumbfounded by the situation, since no one before had been able to survive those attacks. Damn it, I must really start to worry. To not be done all that talent for nothing. Frieza would try to hit Vegeta with his elbow as he was in a strategic position, since Vegeta was right behind his arm. So Frieza would try to hit his stomach, but when he did this, he only felt his arm brush against nothing. "But how?" said Frieza, who would turn around after having tried to hit him by surprise, seeing that there was absolutely nobody behind him. But he would look up, and there was Vegeta. Although it was already too late, because Vegeta at that moment was about to hit Frieza in the head with both hands, which would hit the tyrant's head, making him crash against the ship, thus destroying it in half. This blow had been very hard for Frieza, since it was hard for him to get up. He had some clear wounds on his face, so he would say, "This could be happening to me. I've been humiliated by a Saiyan boy. Must be a nightmare, old man." "No, Frieza, it's not a nightmare. It's a reality for you. You should have annihilated us long before, Frieza." "Shut up, you skibbit boy. I have to use all my power." "It is all you want, Frieza." At that moment, Frieza would start his power. Dodoria was very surprised. "Impressive. I never thought that the great Frieza would try to use all his power. This is a unique moment in history. I've never seen him use all his strength. It'll be splendid to see with my own eyes." By that moment, Frieza had reached his last phase, making his power feel quite strong. The inhabitants of the planet Vegeta noticed that a fight was going on above them. They realized that it was about Frieza. Recently, Bardock had told another Saiyan about what Frieza was planning to do. "I don't know what you're planning to do, Bardock, but I hope it's worth it, because I can sense the anger of the great Frieza." All the Saiyans who had noticed that someone was fighting against Frieza shouted to please end Frieza's life, although those who were above didn't hear them due to their great heart. So all the Saiyans were aware of everything that was happening. Meanwhile, Frieza with all his power would try to grab Vegeta with his tail, and would grab his left leg, whipping him with all the rocks scattered in the air. At the same time, he would give him an infinity of blows, which Vegeta would not dodge. Frieza would take Vegeta by the head, and with his arm, he would try to pierce Vegeta's stomach. But Vegeta managed to take your arm and would try to move it away from his stomach. But that was becoming very complicated. Frieza was getting closer and closer to his stomach, and Vegeta was starting to feel Frieza's nails dig into his skin, which would reach to penetrate his hands a little. But suddenly Goku would arrive and he would kick Frieza into the face. Vegeta, you're an idiot. If it weren't for me, you were going to die. Damn Kakarot, why are you interfering? I was going to manage by myself, insect. No, Vegeta, you're overconfident. That's why Frieza almost ended your life. Wouldn't let you keep fighting. Your thirst for revenge has blinded you. You're a fool. I said, shut up, you insect. Leave me alone. I'm sorry, Vegeta, for doing this. Comes the Red God in an instant, and without Vegeta could hardly notice. Goku would give him a blow in the face that would leave him unconscious, making them fall to where the Saiyans were watching, who would take him to heal her. Meanwhile, the soldiers, Jing Vegeta, Bardock, and Frieza were stunned to see how Kakarot with a single blow had knocked Vegeta down. They would notice that his hair was now turning into a stronger red color. Goku would stare at Frieza and tell him, "This is the power of a god. I'll be the one to finish you. Vegeta already had enough fun beating you, and I realize that it's already boring to fight you. I've already fought you several times. I think I've enjoyed him enough. So I'll finish you right away, once and for all. Won't beat around the bush." But what are you saying, kid? You're just another talker, like that useless Vegeta. You think you intimidate me with that new hair color? Don't be naive, kid. Frieza at that moment would raise his right hand, making a red spear form until it became huge. I'll finish you off once and for all of you insects. Frieza would launch this energy, but Goku wouldn't even move. This energy would advance toward Goku. It wouldn't move a single muscle. The immense red spear would stop, only when it had contacted with the Saiyan. Frieza would see this, saying, "What the hell's going on? I seem to be advancing. It seems as if it had only stopped." Goku would raise his hands to take that energy and compress it, making it small in his hands. So with one finger, he would throw it to Frieza, and it would go at a supersonic speed. So Frieza didn't even have time to dodge it. So he would receive it complete beefro, leaving him more hurt. "Damn it, Saiyan! You've hit me!" Frieza would attack him with different blows to Goku, but these seemed to do absolutely nothing to the Saiyan. Goku, with a blast of air made with his hands, would make Frieza shoot out of there, crashing against one of his soldiers. Frieza noticed that he couldn't do anything against that Saiyan, so he chose to do something very dirty. But meanwhile, in another place, Birus was sleeping. It was still a long time before the estimated time for him to wake up, but this decided to wake him up early. For this, he would use the classic bomb alarms to wake him up, which would work and wake up the dog of description, but he was very angry for that fact. "Damn your wish. Why don't you go and wake me up? I was dreaming with the Super Saiyan God that I told you. We're having an excellent fight. Woke me up right as the best part was coming. I hate you, Whis." "But Mr. Birus, that's just it. I believe you won't regret that I looked you up." "What are you talking about, Whis? What are you referring to? Better be worth what you say." "I was investigating the universe with my staff. I observed something very interesting. A living being called my attention. It was a child with an exceptional power. I've never seen someone at this age handle that power. I forget the subject of the premonition." "A child are you talking about, Whis? Who and where is he?" "It seems that right now he's on the planet of King Vegeta." "No, it can't be. A planet shouldn't exist. I sent him to destroy it." "How's it possible this child's on a planet that doesn't exist?" "Sir, the planet is still intact. Look for yourself." At that moment, Whis would show the staff to Birus, showing him that the child he mentioned was really on that planet at that moment, leaving Birus stunned. "It's impossible. I gave the order to Frieza to erase that planet from existence." "Damn Frieza. Didn't comply with what I ordered him. Surely he'll know that I would fall asleep and wanted to continue having control of that planet. I'll kill him as soon as I see that bastard." "Mr. Birus, it seems that this will not be necessary. Someone else is doing it right now." "Don't tell me it's about—" "That's right, sir. It's that boy who's doing it." Birus couldn't believe that this was possible. Whis would show him what was happening at that moment, and he would see a boy fighting with Frieza. But he couldn't recognize his face. But in the staff he could see in the background was another boy, which Birus could recognize instantly. He saw that it was Vegeta, the son of King Vegeta. "Mr. Birus, that child Vegeta also has exceptional powers. I could say they're equal to that child." It's not possible, Whis. The son of King Vegeta barely surpassed 5,000 power. He cannot raise so much in such a short time. So those two Saiyans are the ones who are really in my dreams. This is amazing. As far as I can see, Mr. Beerus, that child has reddish hair. What does that mean, Whis? It means he's reached the divine power. The power of a god. Can't be, Whis. It's just what I saw in my dreams. If you want, we can pay a visit to those children. Of course I want to. You woke me up from my dream and you think I'll stay here with my arms crossed? I need to fight with them and finish the work of Frieza. Destroy that planet. As you order, Mr. Beerus. At that moment, both would leave towards the planet Vegeta, where Goku and Vegeta were at that moment. Meanwhile, on the planet Vegeta, Frieza had been cornered by the extraordinary power of Goku. He realized that he could no longer do anything against the Saiyan. He immediately knew that he could not go against him, so he decided to make a very dirty and cowardly move. He decided to go down to the planet where the inhabitants were watching, and Frieza, with his hands on the ground, would concentrate a lot of power in his right hand, and this coward would say, "I will set the rules in this. If you try to attack me, I will not hesitate to destroy this miserable planet." After all, it was what he wanted, and now I have the fate of this planet in my palm. Goku, annoyed, would say, "You're a coward, Frieza. I never thought that you'd get to this point." "Then what do you propose?" "I demand my ship to leave at this planet, and I'll leave you in peace, I promise." Frieza's soldiers were speechless, seeing that the tyrant Frieza had surrendered, and that he had to resort to such a pitiful move like that. Frieza's lost the respect of those soldiers. Bardock and King Vegeta laughed out loud when they saw what Frieza was doing out of cowardice, which would anger Frieza, and he would think, "Damn, I swear I'll come back to kill them." They're unhappy. Goku was between a rock and a hard place, because if he attacked Frieza again, it would mean the total destruction of his planet. And if he didn't attack him, it would mean leaving alive the guy who had enslaved and humiliated them for many years. Vegeta would pressure Goku to kill him. "I don't care what's to happen. Kill him, Kakarot. That bastard deserves it for everything he's done to us." Well, Bardock, even if he wanted Frieza dead, would tell his son, "Kakarot, you have to let him live. If not, everything we fought for will be in vain. Do you want to kill us all?" King Vegeta thought the same as Bardock, and in the same way he would say the same to Goku. The only one who preferred that Frieza died in spite of what would happen was Vegeta. "Damn, Kakarot, I promise that if you don't kill him, I'll do it myself." King Vegeta would say to his son, "Shut up, Vegeta. Don't you care about this planet? You want the Saiyan race to disappear? Don't be selfish, Vegeta. This is for the good of everyone." Vegeta would pay attention to what his father said and would try to get into a fight to attack Frieza. But King Vegeta would hit him hard in the face, making Vegeta fall to the ground. "Son, I told you not to get involved." This time Vegeta had listened to his father, because in spite of being more powerful than his father, he was his father, and he had to obey him. "Well, okay, Dad, you won. I'll leave him alive. Ash, do what you want." After thinking about it a lot, Goku would accept the proposal of Frieza, and would try to leave him alive. "Okay, Frieza, I will not kill you, and I'll allow you to flee from this planet like a coward." At that moment, Frieza was about to get up and fly and leave his ship. But before this happened, a ray had pierced Frieza in a vital part, making him die instantly, as simple as a cockroach. Everyone in the place was very confused. Out of nowhere, something had killed Frieza, and had not been provoked by any of the people present. But in the distance, you could notice someone that King Vegeta and the other Saiyans knew very well. It was King Cold. King Cold's father was the one who had just killed his own son. Or so it was thought. But Cold still seemed to be alive. King Cold would approach, and Cold would immediately know that he was the one who did that. So Cold in agony would say, "Father, why did you do this?" "I can't afford to have coward sons. I was proud of you, but this was a great disappointment. You betrayed your race by humiliating yourself before the Saiyans." "I had to do it, Father. They would kill me. A child is too strong." "You're an idiot." Frieza's father would say this and then finish him off. And now if Frieza had died, an absolute silence flooded the place. Nobody was able to assimilate what they had just seen. A father had finished with the life of his own son. King Cold would say that idiot was a coward. All Saiyans present had knelt down when they saw King Cold arrive, but Goku would tell them, "Why are you doing that? You kneel before Frieza's father. Get up immediately. Do you think you're still under the rule of those dictators?" At that instant, the Saiyan would stand up. "It's true. A child is right. We no longer have to behave respectfully and obedient before them. Our savior will take care of that." King Cold would stand in front of Goku telling him, "So you're the one who caused all this trouble. Child, and I see that you're the other one who had my Saiyan race under command too. I wonder if you've come to accompany your son to hell. I have nothing against you. In fact, I don't know you. And thanks for saving me the trouble. Sooner or later I was going to kill that Frieza. My son no longer deserved to be in charge. He was a disaster. That's why I have returned. You'll return to be under my command. I have several missions for you. There are 4 planets in the North Galaxy that have not yet been conquered, and I could use to sell them at a good price. King Vegeta would stand in front of him telling him, "The hell are you talking about? We'll no longer receive orders from you. You're just as pathetic as your son. Don't think you're different from him. Both are disgusting. Understand that you'll no longer give us orders. Now we'll give them to you. And we order you to leave. Right now." But what nonsense you say, King Vegeta. Since when did you become so talkative? Now you want to give me orders. This is serious. Be grateful that I'm giving you the opportunity to leave and take your son's corpse. King Cold would raise his hand to end the life of King Vegeta, but something cut his arm and made his arm fall to the ground. King Vegeta knew that this had been done by Goku, but King Cold didn't know this, because he couldn't realize it due to the abysmal speed of Goku. So he would think that it was King Vegeta. But how? Chenti, with that arm you were planning to kill me. So, now you've done it. I'm still giving you the chance to get the hell out. This can't be possible. My arm was cut off. How the hell did he do it? I didn't even see him move a muscle. Damn! King Cold would try to kill him again with the other arm he had left. In the same way, this other arm would end up being cut off, leaving the tyrant with no arms at all. Damn it, my arms! Even so, King Cold was not going away, for he was no coward like his son. So he would increase all his power at once, using this last phase, but even so, King Vegeta would laugh. So you think you have a chance to win? Saddest thing that it was not even me who did this to you. Goku would stand in front of him, levitating at the height of his face, telling him, "It was me who stripped you of your arms. If you don't want me to strip you of your life, go away. This is the last chance we're going to give you. Tim Saiyans, I do what I please. None of you will give me orders. Hate that you feel superior. You're really nobody. You're insignificant." I see. You chose the worst option. What will all the Cold race feel when they find out someone killed their king? It'd be devastating news for all of them. They'll not kill me. Now that I'm using all my power, I'll annihilate them all. And I'll also disintegrate this miserable planet. The regret from hell to have revealed themselves against me. Meanwhile, 2 guys had arrived outside the planet. "Mr. Birus, it seems we've arrived." "That's right, Whis." While inside the planet, King Cold would attack Goku with a kick, which Goku would dodge too easily, but this battle would be interrupted. And someone would say, "So, these are the Saiyans you keep telling me about, Whis." King Cold would immediately recognize the voice of the god of destruction Birus and would stop his fight to kneel before the god of destruction. Goku, Vegeta, and the others would see Birus, so Goku would say, "What a surprise, Birus." "Nice to meet you. Wait, how do you know my name, kid? If I told you, you'd never believe me. But a pleasure. I'm Kakarot." On the side of Vegeta would welcome Birus, but with fear, because he had trauma of what he did to his father. Birus at that moment would end the life of King Cold, saying, "He was already a nuisance. He was of no use to me. If he's not able to fulfill his purpose, he doesn't deserve to continue living." Goku would see this, realizing that it was always Birus who was behind everything, which made him understand that it was Birus who gave the order to Frieza to finish off the Saiyans. In that instant, the perception of Goku towards Birus had changed completely, which he always considered a friend. Now he considers an enemy. "Mr. Birus, so it was really you who commanded to destroy this planet." "And you doubted it, child? Clearly I gave that order to Frieza. The Saiyan race was already becoming a bit annoying, so I decided that they no longer deserved to continue in this world. I have thought of destruction. I don't care if it cost me my life.